keeping it tight. With great power comes a need to do what's right. Yeah, it may knock me down, but I'm back on my feet. Cause Spider-Man doesn't quit, can't accept defeat. New York's my home, and I wear that crown. Through the highs and the lows, I'll never back down. Yeah, I'm the OG, the one who's got your back. Facing down the villains, always ready for attack. Green Goblin, big man, I've seen it all, but I rise from the ashes, never gonna fall. So I appreciate the help, Miles and Gwen, but sometimes just let the original step in again. I'm friendly, I'm neighborly, swinging through the night in the city of heroes. I'm the one who fights the fight.
What is up, my fur fantastic army? It's your boy Zanesilver Me, aka I'm Michael doing Raccoon. A few other sites we're not going to talk about because they may get me banned on YouTube and a lot of other social media statuses. And I'm with my very important person right now called
Wifey. I'm your right. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Takinya.
Queen Kenya. We're gonna call her that.
Yes, Queen Kenya. It's your girl Queen Kenya.
Until I come up with something better. Regardless of watching 7 True Horror Stories animated completion by Horror Shorts Party. We won't be saying much, just watching, and don't ask where the camera's at because I can't show my face because my hair is not on a fleek right now and I gotta put my headband on.
Yeah, you need to pick your hair.
I'm gonna pick ya.
You can't say that on your YouTube.
Theoretically, I say whatever I want. I said the word so many times on games, I've completely lost track of how many times I did it.
I'll go by Felix Mike. My friends will go by Tom and Jerry, respectively. We were all dressed as characters from my favorite childhood cartoons. I was dressed as Naruto, as that was my favorite anime. Tom was dressed as Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Jerry was dressed as Spider-Man, as he was a hardcore fan of the Tobey Maguire series that aired in the early 2000s. I remember us trick-or-treating.
I don't have my headphones with me because I can't connect them both.
I could feel my legs.
So believe what you can see, this is how the voice gonna act. If you hear some stuff in the background, don't worry about
My
it.
bag was starting to get full to the brim. My friends' bags were just as full, as they began carrying their sacks over their shoulders like they were Santa Claus delivering gifts on a Christmas evening. If I had $1 for every candy that was inside my bag...
For this one, I'm gonna... Okay.
Just 10 more minutes, man. You're just saying that because you're practically wearing a onesie made out of women's leggings.
You're funny.
At least you don't have to wear this stupid wig on your head. Stop being such wimps. This day only comes once a year, so grow a pair and let's keep going. Jerry began to make his way further down the street, while me and Tom looked at each other with a disdain look that screamed, "Let's get this over with quick." We then proceeded to walk towards Jerry's direction. I recall Jerry already standing in front of a house with his arms extending his bag towards the candy giver saying, "Trick or treat." I also noticed this one trick-or-treater wearing a Jason Voorhees mask standing behind him. He was a tall and slim kind of guy who was either a really big kid or just an older man who didn't want to give up the trick-or-treating tradition. As we approached another house, Jerry said, "Alright guys, just 2 more houses, then we can bounce." The individual wearing the Jason mask casually inserts himself in the car.
He gonna get rid of it.
I personally didn't want this guy tagging along, as I was already done with the day and didn't need any further baggage prolonging the night. I casually make eye contact with Tom and Jerry while desperately trying to portray signals to not accept the guy's request. Jerry enthusiastically says, "Yeah, sure, let's go." "Thanks, guys. You made my Halloween so much better." We then proceeded to walk towards the next
That's
house
the real
while
Jason.
I began sulking under
that's
my
the
breath
real
saying, "Frickin' prick, since when was Jerry the shot caller?" After about several minutes of trick-or-treating, I could honestly say that I didn't mind his company, as he seemed like a nice guy and introduced himself as Jason. No pun intended. We eventually finished trick-or-treating and decided to call it a night. Myself, Tom, and Jerry say our farewells to Jason as he responds saying, "It was nice meeting you guys. Just out of curiosity, whereabouts do y'all live? Maybe I can walk with y'all home." Again, Jerry sporadically discloses the name of our street to him as me and Tom expressively show our disdain to Jerry for revealing such personal information.
Why you would tell him where you
How
live?
ironic. I live around y'all's area too. You guys mind if I walk home with you? Me and Tom remained silent as we made it pretty evident that we were upset at Jerry. Dude, I don't think my friends want to go. You guys look awfully tired. Just to make y'all feel better, I do know a shortcut if you're trying to avoid the long
Don't
walk
go
home.
that shortcut.
Yeah, sure, dude. Count me in, dude. Where's it at? Jason then points his finger in the direction of an entrance of a forest preserve and says, "We'd have to walk through there. There's a path that could get us home in about 10 minutes tops." I'm gonna have to pass. I don't like deer, and I'm not trying to get eaten by a bear today. Screw it, I'm going.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Same. I want to get home faster, dude. Later, Jerry. Me, Tom, and Jason begin making our way inside the forest, while Jerry casually hangs back to go to his alternate direction home. As we got deeper into the forest, Jason took out a flashlight from his candy bag and began to flash it towards the pathway ahead of us. Well, I wouldn't really call it a pathway, as the entire ground
They
was covered in
stupid.
dirt,
Why they would go
leaves,
with him?
trees, and bushes scattered everywhere. I remember walking for about 10 minutes, but in reality, it felt like 30. His directions were precise and his voice was comprehensible. I understood every instruction he was directing us to walk in, but couldn't digest why the walk was taking so long. I had completely ignored the fact that it was well over 10 minutes. For better context, me and Tom were leading the walk while Jason shined his flashlight from behind while giving out directions. Yo, are we there yet? My legs are freaking killing me, man. Dude, when are we gonna make it home? It's been like 20 minutes already. We'll be arriving there in just a minute, boys. As we began to walk further down the forest, I casually turned my head to glance at Jason, only to see him wearing his mask still, despite trick-or-treating being over with. I started to feel a little uncomfortable, and began questioning the
Hey,
guy's
too late for that
integrity
now,
by
mate.
saying, "Dude,
Yeah,
why are
but
you still wearing your mask? And I'm starting to believe you're not leading us home." Stop! Jason then points at two shovels sitting on a small area of open dirt and says, "Both of you, pick up the shovels now!" Dude, what's going on?
y'all about to
Jason
get
then pulls out a
gone.
long machete from the back of his pants and says, "Pick up those shovels and start digging a hole." What? Do it, weeb! Dude, please, just let us go! Pick up the shovel and start digging, Naruto! This is your last warning that I'm killing you both! That's when me and Tom pick up the shovels and frantically start digging. In the back of my head, I was legitimately contemplating...
Y'all
putting
should
up a
follow
fight with
y'all
this psycho, as
friend.
It was 2 against 1 with the aid of the shovels. Unfortunately, I couldn't muster up the courage to put up a fight against him, as I didn't want to run the risk of mine or Tom's head getting chopped off. About 15 to 20 minutes later, me and Tom dug a hole big enough for the both of us to fit inside it. As we were about to make our way out of the hole, Jason shouts, "Don't move! Stay in the hole!" as he forcibly grabs both the shovels away from us while holding the machete against us. Jason then tucks the machete inside his pants, grabs one of the shovels, and begins burying us alive with the dirt we just dug out. I began to feel my vision getting blurry as the overwhelming amount of dirt he was tossing at us impaired my vision. Please, I don't want to die. I'm too young for this, please.
Y'all
Please,
should
let
never
us go.
follow
Why
him.
are you doing this? We're only kids. All I remember thinking about in that moment was how a human could do such a inhumane act, and how I was literally going to share my remaining moments on Earth being buried alive with my best friend. I was at the point where I had already accepted death. I recall the taste of dirt and dead bugs going inside my mouth. The sensation of dirt hitting my skin was all I felt. That's when I heard a loud thud like he had just bashed Tom's brains out. I couldn't hear or feel any more dirt hitting the surface of my face. I rubbed my eyes to clear my vision, only to see Jason
Black man
face down
for
on
the
ground
win.
unconscious,
Yes, he saved
with my
his
other friend
friend.
Jerry holding the shovel. Me and Tom then dig ourselves out of the hole and hop back to ground level. Despite surviving the catastrophe and being able to run away scot-free, I grabbed the machete from the back of Jason's pants. I then held him up by the forehead and began hacking at his neck, slicing and dicing the beard.
Ew.
I eventually decapitated his head while my entire Naruto costume was covered in blood. I remember seeing my friends nonchalantly watching me with a gaunt emotion. almost like my sadistic actions didn't even faze them. I then pushed his body into the hole as my friends began to collectively bury him. As outlandish as the story sounds, it was a true story that actually happened.
The world.
I always wondered what heaven would be like if I was to die alongside my friend Tom that night. Jerry was initially supposed to head out.
Jerry is the
But
hero.
decided
Y'all
to
should
follow
follow
us and saw
him.
the
And now
machete
y'all
tucked in the
finally
back
free.
of Jason's pants. He began to directly follow behind our footsteps and unexpectedly witnessed the altercation go down. As we were getting buried alive, he used the opportunity to knock Jason out with the second shovel sitting behind him. I still don't know to this day if his remains were ever discovered. All I know is that I had a deadly conscious seep inside my head that night, but at the same time, a hint of satisfaction.
What?
Imagine being able to build
Yeah, just stop
just
asking.
by thinking about it.
Funny. You know you go crazy when you got your first kill.
He has a rope to skip. I'm serious. I'll tell you why. Because a little jump rope can turn any bad situation into a real fun time.
Really?
I learned this from the last time I went trick-or-treating. I'd spent the whole day perfecting my Harley Quinn costume, but the act just didn't feel complete until I picked up my jump rope and started skipping it. The backyard was my jump rope world championship stage, and everyone was thoroughly dazzled by my moves. Well, everyone except Kat. She came by a couple hours after sundown and immediately started cramping my style.
Come on, Tracy. Let's go trick-or-treating before all the good candy's gone. My name is Harley. Can't you see? Whatever, weirdo. Let's go. I'd rather stay here and skip rope all night. Your Catwoman costume isn't even good. It's enough for candy. I'm not crazy like you. So you only dressed up for candy? That's kind of lame. Well, it's also fun to just show off. You've got a point. I guess I'll go. Good. Now leave the rope. Harley Quinn doesn't skip rope. Fine.
Theoretically, she could have.
That
She could.
poser ended up dragging me all over the neighborhood that night.
I mean, she is that
She took all
chaotic.
of my candy, and when she got scared, she made me walk her all the way home. She lives an entire mile away from me, too. So inconsiderate. I never even told her what happened. I was walking home all alone super late that night, and I didn't even have my jump rope. On a drag. But then I noticed this older boy who was dressed as the Joker had come up behind me and started following me. I didn't recognize him. And all of the Jokers, he decided that Jared Leto was the way to go. Lame. I turned around and faced him.
Who are you?
Why, I'm the Joker, of course. Your one true love.
Why's that?
Don't you know? We're meant to be together. Harley Quinn always falls for the Joker.
Haven't you seen the new movie? I dumped you. You're gross.
That made him mad. This ain't the movie, sweetheart. I'm telling you, the Joker always gets his Harley Quinn. He then pulled out a knife. He swung at me, but I ran. I thought I'd outrun him, so I ran into the woods to cut across to my house. Boy, that was a bad idea. He caught up with me quick as soon as I got into the trees. He tackled me and pinned me down into the dirt. I screamed for help, but he put his hand over my mouth.
Help! 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 Help!
Shh, baby girl. I'm just gonna give you a little reminder that you belong to me. So be happy about it.
Baby girl.
I thought I was going to die. He sliced my forehead with a smiley face, real slow. It hurt so bad, but I couldn't move anything at all. He was on top of me and held me down. But when the blood ran down into my eyes, I freaked. I squirmed and flailed until I got just one leg loose from his restraint. Then I kneed him straight in the balls with all my might. He fell back shouting and dropped his knife, holding his hand on his crotch. I picked up the knife before he could react, gripped it real tight, and then plunged it right to his stupid eyeball. Oh, how those screams were music to my ears.
No stopping now.
I thought. So I got on him and took the knife out of his left eye and shoved it into the right. Then I stabbed him again and again until there was nothing left of his stupid wannabe face but pure carnage. He went limp, and I caught my breath.
That is very
All
gory.
I wanted to do was skip some friggin' rope. So now, you're gonna help me out.
I raised the knife way up high
Oh,
with
no.
both hands and
Oh
stuck
no,
it
there's
into
only
his
one
gut,
part of
then
a
slashed
bodily
all
organ
the
that she
way
can use
across
as a
his
rope.
belly. I pried open all the skin and fat and exposed all the wonderful organic cordage within. I pulled out a nice long section of his small intestine and severed it with the blade. It was slippery, but it worked. I stood up and found my balance, then started doing what I wanted to do the whole time. Skip rope. Now, don't you believe me when I tell you that skipping rope can make any situation better?
Oh God. So this about people killing, getting their first kill.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh God. What?
Halloween night, 1974. 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien
How much
went
we got?
trick-or-treating
This the
with his
sixth one?
sister, Elizabeth,
No, we
and two other
plan on
children
watching
in
3 because I
Pasadena,
have to do some
accompanied
stuff
by
in
Timothy's father, Ronald,
What you gotta do?
and another parent.
Hey,
The
editing's
night
hard
started
enough
off
without Cat
innocently
around.
enough, but would go on to end
I mean, Kitty.
in tragedy.
You could call
She's
me.
busy
Knocked on one
hanging out with her
particular
fan for the
door.
time
There
being,
was
so I gotta
seemingly
get
no
more
one home,
editing.
and as such, they swiftly moved on. Timothy's father stayed behind for a moment to wait and see if anybody would answer the door. He quickly caught back up with the others, with 5 pixie sticks in his hand, given to him by the homeowner, who was simply taking their time to answer the door. He distributed the candy amongst the children, and later gave the spare one to a child who was not with the group. It began to rain, and as such, they cut their trick-or-treating session short, and the children and their parents went back to their homes. Before bed, Timothy asked his parents if he could dip into his candy collection. They agreed, and young Timothy decided to start with the pixie stick. He poured some of the powdery
Never
candy into his mouth, but
Ever
immediately
eat a
complained
pixie stick.
that it tasted unusually bitter. Timothy quickly realized that something was wrong, and he rushed to the bathroom with severe stomach pains. Shortly
You get
after,
from anyone
Timothy
random.
began to convulse, and within no
Because
time
generally
at all,
there ain't pixie
went limp
sticks.
in his father's arms. He died as he was being rushed to the hospital. After a pathology report, it was revealed that the pixie sticks had been laced with a poison, a fatal dose of potassium cyanide, to be precise. Timothy consumed enough poison to have killed 2 adults. Thankfully, none of the other children in the group had eaten their pixie sticks, though theirs also tested positive for containing lethal amounts of cyanide. The tops of the candy wrappers had been opened, filled with poison, and resealed with a stapler. After the news of Timothy's death spread, there was community uproar, with parents from the surrounding area returning their children's Halloween candy to the police, fearing that a maniac had been handing out poison treats to as many trick-or-treaters as possible, with the sole intention of killing dozens of children. And that's exactly what was believed to have happened by the police, initially, at least. The authorities began to grow suspicious of Ronald, Timothy's own father, due to his inability to even recall which house handed out the pixie sticks, despite the fact that he and the children had only visited a handful of houses across 2 streets that evening. Even more strange was the fact that none of the houses that the group had visited that evening had been handing out pixie sticks to trick-or-treaters. Eventually, the truth came to light. Ronald had poisoned the candy himself and ensured that it ended up being given to all of the children that he had taken out trick-or-treating.
Why he would do
His
that?
motivation? To collect on various life insurance policies that he had taken out on his son, and presumably his daughter, though, as stated, she never ate her candy. He gave the other children the sweets in order to cover his tracks and make it appear as if someone else was indiscriminately handing out the poisoned pixie sticks. Turns out that Ronald was over $100,000 in debt, and the life insurance payouts that he was set to receive would have eased his financial woes.
That's why. Never,
Throughout his
never
entire
trust
trial,
adults. You never
Ronald
trust your
maintained-
own parents either. You know, just go get my stuff real quick 'cause it's not ready.
Maintained his innocence,
Afterwards.
but the amount of evidence pointing towards him as the murderer was too substantial for the jury to ignore. It was revealed that Ronald had been talking to chemists about where he could purchase cyanide and how much would be needed for a lethal dosage. His friends and co-workers also testified that Ronald showed an unusual interest in the poison in the months leading up to Halloween. He was found guilty of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder, and was sentenced to death. While incarcerated, he was despised by his fellow inmates, who condemned him for murdering his own son. Ronald's execution took place on March 31st, 1984. Just
He
after
deserved
midnight.
to. He deserved that.
A crowd of demonstrators gathered outside as he died, some even chanting, "Trick or treat." For his heinous crime, Ronald has become known as the man who killed Halloween.
But I can't get any more chaotic than that.
It cannot.
Regardless, we'll watch the rest another time. But I'll see you in the next one. Probably. If this don't end up flipping up the whole... Because I've been having a lot of trouble
And
with
what
this.
Ronald did was wrong. He's never his son
Awaken
like
to
that.
Regardless, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, my man. For a task, call me.
Peace.
Your boy Zanesilver signing out.
Yeah. I'm the one who fights the fight. Oh. Hold up, no way, just a minute. Don't you forget, I'm the one who's in it. Miles and Gwen, yeah, I see you shine, but let's take a step back. It's my time to rhyme, no offense, no hard feelings, we're all in this game. But I've been swinging through the streets, carving out my name. Amazing Spider-Man, that's the title I claim. In the heart of New York, I'm the one who brings the pain. Yeah, I'm the OG, the one who's got your back, facing down